progress on a number of issues, but there's a whole lot more that we need to do collectively as lawyers, as judges, as administrators, for make sure say we make this place a place where everybody comfortable for living and hope for the best.
All right, well, continue for the week. We will come back to you because you're part of the judiciary. You can't tell me waiting at this secrets within at the judiciary. We make some of them cases they are keen delay now the program Good Morning Salone. And they come over to me other studio guests from the Anti-Corruption Commission, Emmanuel Cuevaya Amara. They are this morning for talk on assets declaration and any other issue we can hope with in the program. As we say they don't do some arrest this BNTM. Well, the main thing on the asset declaration as section 119 of the ACC Act say all public officials them for from grade 7 upwards for declare their assets every 2 years. Well, this the SEC don't make emphasis on, and this being time, we don't see who side when them pull press release, who side and say the one them will not declare their assets, it's don't commit crime, and also they extend the mandates to May 31 this year, and if they not do that, then they don't go against the law. Well, good morning, Mr. Amara, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Asma. Good morning, people of Sierra Leone.
From that brief intro, they were agi usai una the call on government of public officials them from grade 7 upwards for declaring their assets. Now, one go on for no other than a public officer.
All right. Thank you very much. When you go to the Anti-Corruption Act 2008, as amended in 2019, you realize that the interpretation section is clear other than a public officer. A public officer now somebody with work in a public body. And self for no waiting a public officer for that you get for no waiting a public body. Public body na anybody way established by government, by parliament, or by funds, partly or fully provided by the state. Or self, it's an entity where they, even if it's a charitable entity where they receive money for and on behalf of the people of Sierra Leone, a section thereof. So if you work at them public body then they, and you automatically in a public officer. And now, before now, every public officer will get requirements for declare assets. But by the amendment to the Anti-Corruption Act of 2008, we happen inside 2019, you find out say now not just public officers grade 7 upwards that they declare them assets. And if you get below grade 7, you get requirement for declare assets only if you like a procurement officer. You they collect revenue, you know finance person, they deal with finance, you get them categories then the regulation clear on the one then they. Now, asset declaration every year, the deadline dates that the 31st of March, every year, every declaring year. Now biannually will they declare. The 31st of March don't pass and the law give provision to the commissioner for extend. We realize say the world over this particular 2020, not to normal term. Really, by the operations of the Act, now the last month, April, the last day of April, now the extension date for lapse. But because of all waiting that happen at the world, even the application of the law get some amount of reasonability. So the commissioner in wisdom don't extend the declaration period to the end of this month, the 31st. I wonder the people of Sierra Leone and public officials who get responsibility for declare no say, not to the business of the Anti-Corruption Commission for the bio then for declare. They have a responsibility, they have a duty. Like how no more than gets right for demand their salaries at the end of the month. That's what they get right for declare assets at the time we for declare assets. So we are not babysitting anybody to declare assets. We are merely reminding people that you have this responsibility, this duty to perform as a public officer. It comes with your responsibilities. As you get responsibility for the go work every day, for like actually earn your salary, you get responsibility for actually show integrity. Now public officer as public officer. So that is why we are coming back to the people of Sierra Leone, especially public officers who fall in the category where for declare assets, for tell them say, you are duty bound to declare assets. And if you not declare assets as at the deadline date, of course penalties go come. And the law is clear on those penalties. That is even the one principal reason for the amendment to the Anti-Corruption Act of 2008, we'll get in 2019. Number one, we'll go for send a default notice to you. For say you not declare your asset, you get this business for declare your asset now within 14 days. Failing which, The law give the commissioner power for rights to the relevant authorities for let them actually suspend your salary for a period, after which other consequences will follow, where even can lead to dismissal in certain categories. Thank you very much.
We'll come back to you for continue with that explanation there inside the program. The time from we studio clock now 8 o'clock. We'll go for this short break.
Salone Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile App, you can able for use Salone Link money transfer for send money to anybody like you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money na the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office like you not get the account number. Buy Ed Salite, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Yagbadon done for we boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all your supplier them, sell forex to Salone Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store, or go to Salone Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering value.
Call 117 and it's same you begin feel fever.
The coronavirus in a salon now. Na sick, we don't kill plenty people in the world. But if you do what your body will command them, they say make you do. And say report quick. If you fear not say, you get sign or any person near you don't get same sign them, it's possible for let the person well.
The well body workman say for let the sickness scatter all sign at the country. If you don't get nothing for go do not eat, sit down na os.
Go dey wash your hand fast with soap and water, or you use hand sanitizer, so that the tumbu go die if you don't can your hand.
When you dey waka, let for go dey touch them wall and they railing them, because you no go know that don't touch them.
Not forget, call 117 if you get person wey sick na you host or you community.
And Osiwa support Radio Democracy for bring this message to you.
Right, well, the program na Good Morning Salone. It is listen we live on 98.1 FM na Freetong, and also on Radio Shalom 89.5. Radio Malin 88.5, and also Radio 1J 101.1. Plenty thank you to we colleague them for where they link the program Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from 98.1 FM. And they come to you again, Mr. Kwevaya Amara from the ACC, as you continue for talk about waiting it mean if somebody not declare in asset. But I'm going to know why it's important for make somebody, a public official, declaring assets.
Of course, when you're a public officer, you're not only answerable to your employer, you're answerable to the people of Sierra Leone in this case. You cannot be a public officer and just live any kind of life where you want to live. No. The public for be satisfied say, this person, this work where they work so. If for any reason, he buy, let we say, Camry, or he buy golf, definitely, either within it means for able for buy them. And in that case, if you're able for declare them, you know, just the work. For instance, you deal with people, the money, public funds, then they just live any kind of lifestyle. For you, your own safety, you need for actually show to the people of Sierra Leone, say, no, come on, this life where they live so, now me hard and living, now me hard and money. The money where they work for, not to charity they work for. The money where they work for, whether they pay me now within I'm they live. So you find out say asset declaration they able for control then kind of mechanisms and they asset declaration they able for actually guide even the Anti-Corruption Commission in regard the lifestyle of public officials. Asset declaration they do a lot of things. Asset declaration they bring sanity in itself within the country, because it makes the very taxpayers very satisfied that no, we tax money, if they go how if go, or self, they go how if go. So now we see what the anti-corruption go do by pointing out this and pointing out that one.
Mr. Amara, earlier you say the commission on need for bio then public officer they also for declare their assets to the commission. The section 1191 of the ACC Act, so they amended in 2019, we say all public officials for declare their assets 3 months when they take up office. He state declare. And it also go further, then get section 122A1 of the same act, where state penalties them, where the commission for take against people we fail for declare their assets for March 31st. They're supposed for don't declare their assets. They not do them. Now the commission don't extend to May 31st. You know, things say this extension will make people feel like say, when I really the bio them public officer, yeah?
No, not to bio. This extension, they merely within the law. The same law will provide, say, people that for declared and public officials within the category as by the regulation for declare, within that period. Now the same law, now give the commissioner powers for actually extend. In every fairness, you go agree with me, say, 2020 has not been a year where you go describe as a normal year. So as a matter of fact, just within the powers of the commissioner, he has deemed it prudent for actually extend to this period. We don't give sandwiches. We don't give sandwich and cokes to people. No, to public officers, you have a duty, and I insist, I stick to it. You get a duty for actually declare your assets. What thing would they do basically now for just come back to the people and may inform them, say, look, you had the opportunity as per law to declare your assets as at the 31st of March. But then the same law give provision, give the commissioner mandate for extend. Now the commissioner has extended to the 31st of May. So if you fail to now declare your assets within that period, definitely you now fall within the default period, and then sanctions anyway for apply. All right. We're not the bio, they babysit anybody anyway.
Okay, continue for the between the program. They come back to Ibrahim Tomi, who's the organization called Poll Position Paper on waiting and think say now the root causes of thing them we don't happen when it comes to violence. You don't make mention of the different cases, political cases, na parliament, na courts, and also the constituency 111 when still not get MP. But I'll take you back to waiting the TRC say, some of the recommendation they wait TRC be made, and waiting because waiting we go through. Now some of the same thing they happen, and the Zoom still there on the judiciary and police, nothing no change. In all of our findings in your work towards now the rule of law sector, what do you think say really now the problem with the judiciary and the police for do them work for make people they know they blame, or one set of people know they blame them different, like the police and also the judiciary?
Okay, so let me say this. Because I don't do this for nearly 10 years now, I will tell you definitely say some things don't change with both the police and the judiciary. Perhaps the two for say is that there are still many significant challenges only for address, but plenty things don't change. Make I tell you, what are the challenges? There are genuine challenges. For example, if you look at funding limits, logistics, number of personnel, training capacity, then lack tools in many cases. Those are very many challenges with both the judiciary in particular face. And so that is why we do this job. Part of what we do is to, do advocacy for we get increased investment not only by the government but also development partners.
Some of their challenges, I just follow some of their challenges there, so where you don't outline, personnel, other one the way you don't talk about. Nine are the easy way make them know they assign cases, cases timely.
No, Asma, don't get me wrong. I'm saying that these are genuine challenges. If you go to the judiciary right now, then get all them problems that they articulate. But I can't tell you. Perhaps what you're interested in, what citizens are interested in, is why, in spite of some of them progress that we don't make, we still see delays in not even assigning cases alone, but also even in terms of judgments. Where they don't, all man don't do your own arguments, evidence don't come for like right judgment now. Listen, some of the problems, let's face it, as Sierra Leoneans, some of the problems there is this perception of interference by politicians, but also interference by even citizens, ordinary people. You cousin a judge, you brother and a magistrate, you pardon a DC clubmate. There is interference by both private citizens but also politicians. That's part of the problem. But there's also a general problem of integrity, and I'm not just talking about judicial officers, even the court staff, the support staff who get for process simple bail. You for talk to the ordinary citizen. So that is why when high stake people get issues with the justice system, I want to talk about them because they're also not citizens and they care. But I tell you, on a daily basis, the everyday person, the ordinary person that goes to that court from morning to 5 o'clock in some cases, we want simple things done, we in order to get them. there are people in that they serve for more because the case not even get attention. So when you deal with personal reasons, integrity issues, right, and even the lack of supervision in some cases, because there's really weak accountability.
Waiting for be done. Waiting for be done.
Perhaps when I done for articulate the challenges, you go see there's a weak accountability system. For example, how you they supervise a judge or a magistrate where they do the wrong thing. How's mechanism there for even promote person from one stage to another or for recruit person. So we can talk about that the entire day. But some of the things that we need for do really first now for make sure so we're building a strong accountability mechanism within both institutions, both the police and the judiciary. If you put person in a police now one corner self, so you write this paper under the judiciary, small court clerk, then they make you believe like then at the law, because there is weak oversight of them people and that's part of the problem. On integrity issues, unfortunately, you cannot legislate on integrity issues. Now, personal decision. Now, your personal thing for decide say I want to do the right thing. But training also required, but effective oversight and accountability mechanisms now they will get for introduced in both institutions to make sure say we address some of them things in there. But the other thing is, even we as citizens, we level of acceptability for some of them wrongs there is so high. It's like we don't come for accepting now. Now so we get for the normal. Not the good normal.
Mr. Tommy,
we need to be more angry and the outrage and action against them thing they are really need for a step up or scale up.
Mr. Tommy, public confidence on them two institutions there, so especially the judicial system, now one way a lacking. Not to all citizens and get that confidence. Say, if I get issues with person, I go through the judicial system, I will get the justice the way I want. And now we don't they see, it don't they reach to a point during then different violence how don't they happen. The citizens them and the police them don't they get confrontation now. And what they talk about for do the right things them and put systems in place. If the states don't reach to this point, what they look at the rule of law, what do you think say for be the immediate remedy to some of the issues there? So
okay, so thanks very much, Khadija. So let me be clear. When I identify all of these challenges, where they respond to ask my question, make I recognize that we still have very good judges, magistrates, and support clerk with integrity. I don't meet some of them. I meet them every day. Now, on the specific issues we don't highlight in this report, Khadija, we recommend to the Chief Justice, for example, say, make sure say the panel now they deal with them appeals them from them petitions them. Let them work with them, supervise them for let them expeditiously deal with their case.
Recommendation fine, Mr. Tommy, but somebody goes to today can begin make recommendation.
No.
In all of una reports, una they investigate, bring out una findings, make recommendation. At the end of the day, una they see nothing come up here.
No, it's not fair to say nothing. We don't see some things. The truth is that progress slow, but I tell you, say on many things, some things that happen. You perhaps they take it while Khadija, even. You can also say, oh, Khadija don't report, don't ask tough questions and this should do. That's not the happen, but it's not true. Things change. It is slow for the comfort, it's slow for the country in progress, we recognize that. But some things, but by the way, when are the option you get? Not talk, not do nothing, just sit down and say, let things be as they will? No. Let's continue to do what we're doing. But what I'm saying is, on this specific report, we don't make, on this report, don't make specific recommendations. One are that, and then very practical. We address 6 recommendations to the president. If you could let me go through them quickly, I will very quick.
Sure.
Now, on the Padamba Road incident, where they say the government has set up a committee. We want transparency. We don't know the composition of that committee. We don't know the terms of reference. We don't know that the day. We don't know the time frame. We want some clarity on their issues of the 2. The president's speech, recent speech, that national address on the recent split of violence. If the purpose not before send a strong message, a tough message to would-be perpetrators of violence, I would say was effective. But unfortunately, we see say it kind of deepened the mistrust and suspicion between the government and the opposition party. Of course, the opposition APC and press release, you saw what came out of it. So we they say make the government, the president in particular, make not shut the door on dialogue, make it broaden the space for dialogue with the opposition, because ultimately we need to squeeze the resources of the opposition for move the country forward. On elections, especially constituency 110, it is unacceptable that for nearly 1 year we not get representative from that constituency. With the urge the president, make it work with the finance ministry, let them provide resources to NEC and security for let them conduct their elections in there. It cannot be right that they elect, they will not still get representative. Now on the COI, with the urge the president for making release the report and the white paper within the constitutionally stipulated period, so that all the rumors and conspiracy theories around the report will be dispelled. And then beyond that, for let the government communicate clearly and effectively with people, and for let us say the purpose of the COI and the entire anti-corruption work in the country, now for ensure genuine transparency and accountability. Now, finally, we believe say individuals for be held accountable for acts of violence. Me not believe say we for saying party A or party B do violence unless you get evidence, and we say that evidence for come na court. Make the court test them. Now, if the court test them and uphold them, there's a role for the PPRC. Obviously, if there's evidence a political party sponsor violence, but when you put that in a speech, it could be even prejudicial, right, to the investigation. So those are some of the recommendations. The Chief Justice we don't identify a political parties get to rule quickly on political parties. To the APC, where they say yes, they also need to make sure say they not shall be done dialogue, but let them do more in terms of condemning violence. We are not saying let them do more in terms of condemning violence because now they're responsible for violence, because we not get evidence for that. We are saying that as a political party, for the main opposition party, they get a huge responsibility for do more in terms of calling out violence and support the government in efforts for who people are responsible for violence. Individuals have a responsibility. Make respect the law and comply with the mechanisms within the country for ensure peace and tranquility.
Unfortunately, we not get plenty time with you as you busy get another engagement. But thank you so very much, Ibrahim Tommy. We definitely going to bring you come follow up on the recommendation the more you don't make your organization make and waiting on government response to the recommendation. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, now Ibrahim Tommy, in our executive director for CAL. I'm going to go for this short break where we continue the program.
Better don't come. A Union Trust Bank again. Union Salone Banco. Union Trust Bank get plenty product and service there for you. You must get what you want to go better. Let me savings account, ide. Current account, ide. Fixed deposit account, ide. Credit facility, ide. All for you. Me and you. Union Trust Bank, na Salone for me and you. Kids future savings account, ide. School fee savings account, ide. Pay advance salary scheme, ide. We branch and they all up on na Salone. Bokono kenema, we dey. Kabala mabogo kakambia, we dey. Jala Freetown loan sa, we dey. And my 91, me and you. Union Trust Bank, me and you. Union Trust Bank, Union Trust Bank, na Salone for me and you. Union Salone Banco, Union Trust Banco.
Union Trust Bank, empowering Sierra Leonean businesses.
All right, we continue with the program. Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. We where they bring the program come to you this Tuesday morning. My name is Khadija Bangora. And my name is Asma James. We still get the coordinator of operations at the Anti-Corruption Commission, Emmanuel Kwevaya Amara, where they talk about the May 31st extension of asset declaration for the public, where the commission don't give or make all public officers them declare their assets them. This that according to the law where they inside the ACC Act of 2008, where they amend inside 2019. When they come back to you, Mr. Amara, earlier we you be the talk, you stated 2020, not to year where don't they go normal, and especially for them public officer there. So now one of the reasons in this way make the commissioner in wisdom decide for extend this date for asset declaration. Now 2020 not a normal year, but one go and say most of them public officer they are some na government will command them, they all position them. And nothing else sees government they run everything normal in as much as the country they fight the coronavirus. That not to excuse say they're not for declare the assets then.
You're very correct. You said it all. You're very, very correct. Extension of time for declaration of assets, now provision of law. Now from the very act you read. So like I mean they tell you, of course the commission don't decide to actually extend, to the end of this month. You're very correct. It's no excuse. But as long as you continue for being a public service, continue for receive salary as public officer, continue for function as a public officer, and you fall within the category for declare, you are duty bound to declare.
Yeah. Earlier, Mr. Quavaya, we been the talk. You make mention of why important for make government officials them declare their assets. But when they don't declare their assets, how the commission they monitor them for make sure say waiting they can declare. Now after 3 years, first of all, I can check where people can declare their assets. When I can follow their progress.
I will tell you, certainly say we actually don't get challenged in that area in the past.
Okay.
If you realize that make we even come, propose an amendment to Parliament, because what happened, the team where we get the asset declaration unit for do asset declaration over the years, when I be one year with the do. By the time we collect asset declaration done, by the time they put the asset declaration forms in together, by the time they do the report as per the provision of law, the other year don't come for beginning distribute asset declaration forms. So it was really challenging, I will tell you for certain. And in fact, that because of them challenging circumstances and their considerations, now it make we put forth to Parliament as a commission and as a people for let we get an amendment in that area. Now we get asset declarations biannually. So you realize, in fact, the unit where responsible for asset declaration, the commission is very strongly contemplating beefing it up, making it more robust, making it stronger. Because when you get an declaration unit in any anti-corruption outfit in the world, it must be a unit from where investigations can be commenced. Okay. It must be a unit from where the lifestyle of public officers can be monitored. It must be a unit from where the FEPs and the PEPs can be monitored. So from the asset declaration form. And this is the particular posture where the current unit, the current asset declaration unit and the Anti-Corruption Commission now they take. And so on the monitor now government officials. Going forward, we are gearing towards that one.
Going forward means you will not start yet?
Well, the fact of the matter is, ever since we get the amendment, we have not even closed the receipt of asset declaration forms. Okay. So we cannot monitor what we do not have at hand. So let us see at the end of the deadline when we get the forms. Of course, we are doing a lot of work with waiting we receive right now. We are putting them in a lot of formats where we enhance we work as a commission and especially as a unit. But then going forward, like I say, I'm saying going forward because we are still in the process of receiving asset declaration forms. But then asset declaration monitoring and asset declaration handling and asset declaration, mechanism in Sierra Leone not get to be the same again at all.
The corruption and indiscipline. Now one way we don't see presidents build they talk very tough on say in government. Not they encourage such. And now when they talk about public officer them declaring their assets, the ACC Commission need for they go after them or they remind them say term don't come for declare on our assets, the term can even pass on a need for make extension. Think say the effectiveness of the corruption in fighting corruption at the country that stake?
No, I don't feel so. I don't really feel so.
Why you need for run after a public officer say can't declare your assets where by rights as the term come now them for go like ACC and pick up them form.
Khadija, let we note this and note them very well. That there are laws, not mean to say people know the thief. Then still they take the risk for thief. But the deterrent when they catch you the thief, now it will make not only you but other persons if we know you or within near you know go thief in the future. So as a matter of fact, that is why all of these laws exist. That we are doing what we are doing, not mean to say we actually, the pamper public officers. No.
But it's simple.
But remember, before the establishment of the Anti-Corruption Commission in 2000, there had been a Corruption of Prevention Act which dates back to 2011. Sorry, 1911 in this country. But then there was no institution that was primarily responsible for even ensure say there was a prevention of corruption in Sierra Leone. Now the Anti-Corruption Commission has a mandate, has a responsibility to deal with issues related with corruption. Now, if asset declaration fall within the domain, and we get a public education department, for instance, a whole public education department, we get staff, we get a coordination office, you get the coordinator's office, the dynamic office. You realize, say, it behoves us, it forms part of our responsibility for educate the people. Granted, the lawyers will always say ignorantia iuris neminem excusiat. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. But notwithstanding, we get a responsibility for ensure, say, we educate the people on waiting, even when are the responsibilities.
Okay.
So that is exactly what we are doing. We are not eroding the fight against corruption or responsibilities of public officers in any way. If you think we are eroding it, then just wait
We'll
and
come
see.
back to you, Mr. Ama. We can talk more on the issues than they will get for the corruption and declaration of assets of public officials. All right, well, we continue with the program, Good Morning Salone, and we go to the Ministry of Finance to say, as we all know, people don't raise concern, but the economic challenge they face now because of the COVID-19, as plenty business then don't embark as a way for help solve this problem. Make the chief economist na the Ministry of Finance, Almami Bangura, say governments go spend over $130 million for implementing the quick action economic response program where governments don't begin use for reduce the economic challenge where is say people they get all over the country. Well, Mabel Kaba gets more. Let me listen.
This quick action finance Alimami Bangura now for reduce the plenty challenge where people they get now because of COVID-19 and self make sure say they maintain the economy, make it no go collapse. But waiting are some of the action them here where government don't take for sake of these projects.
One, for ensure say basic commodities are available in the market, so the price will not go high. The second one, for support businesses so that businesses will continue to operate. The third one, for provide social safety nets for the vulnerable groups, people that we know we usually they're always disadvantaged in society, like the disabled people and the old people, the extremely poor people. The fifth one, for embark on basic infrastructure programs, just for create jobs for especially for the youths.
Alimami Bangura continues say government can use over $130 million for implement this project. We don't start now.
The total program for the Quick Action Economic Recovery Program is around $136 million, and government budget for now will go around and they are around $22 million. So the rest we're expecting a donors and go provider. Some of them already don't start, like the facility where the Bank of Salone provide, the $500 billion plus the $50 million. They all the Ministry of Agriculture already don't begin roll out some programs. Them the one for the microcredits, SF they just review some documents after which it will start very soon. For as long as the COVID day, this program will continue to be implemented.
As $22 million for the implementation of the Quick Action Economic Response Program, where governments don't begin implement now, according to the chief economist at the Ministry of Finance, go come out from government budgets, make a been turned to the financial secretary at the Ministry of Finance, Sir Jusu, for know how the Ministry of Finance go provide this fund where it not been the part of the 2020 budgets.
You know, government plan and budget is a dynamic instrument. We in BC, as the situation they evolve, so it will also change. We don't look at it. We get the National Development Plan. We don't go outside it, but we don't try as much as possible for work with partners, donors, to provide additional resources so that we keep funding the program there. Well, we work with World Bank. World Bank don't increase the budget support from $60 billion to $100 million. We don't negotiate that one down. We they expect by this June they could disburse fully that $100 million. IMF don't provided relief. This year is about $29 million, and we negotiate with them now to provide additional funding up to $120 million.
The Bank of Salone gets big role for play inside this project. Professor Murana Kalon, now the governor of the Bank of Salone, he talked about the bank in action and point of plan for this project implementation.
We have recently communicated microfinances, asked them to give interest forbearance for up to June to market women and these people who are taking microcredit loans, who are being impacted by the economy and they can't service their loans. So we at the bank are willing to work with the financial institutions to make sure that if the crisis continues, we may even pay the interest that these people would have been paying, microfinance lenders, so that the average woman at Abacha Street and this is able to continue running their businesses so that they can feed their families.
Professor Murana Kalon continues say the bank also they support the mining sector and other area them for maintain the economy.
We've also agreed to buy Koido Holdings, say they cannot pay their taxes to the government because they can't export stuff. The bank has agreed that we'll buy their data, pay them in Leon, and they pay government and pay the people that they have to deal with. We will make foreign exchange available. Thankfully, with the policies we have put in place even before COVID, foreign exchange is available in the market. Now, given the problem that we are having, we are going to be even more forceful in making sure that all foreign exchange transactions in this country go through the banking sector.
Inside in your talk, the Commissioner General of the National Revenue Authority, Dr. Samuel Jibao, say the National Revenue Authority get service them now, where they encourage business people for do more importation, where go make NRA continue for collect more tax for support government program them during COVID-19.
Some of the measures we have put in place to support the business, one had to do with importation. So we encourage the business people to see how best they can even increase their importation. But then if I increase my importation, it means that the duty, the economy might not need all of those commodities within six weeks. So government thought it fit to give concession. And the concession here is you can increase your volume of importation, but you only pay duty on the normal ones which you have been paying. The excess importation, we can allow you to have what we call a warehousing facility, which is a warehouse suspense regime. Now, the beauty about that one is that one, initially, for you to get that facility, you must have a license and you pay for the license. That one has been waived. The other aspect is that for you to have that facility, you must have a commercial bank bond guarantee. You must have a commercial bank bond guarantee. But given the situation now, we are now allowing them to have that warehousing facility without a commercial bank guarantee.
For sake of all them facility, Dr. Jibao say COVID-19 no ambog revenue collection, bad one like other sector.
And before the COVID, actually, we had a case. First quarter of 2020, our monthly collection was actually unweighted, was about 468.9 billion, meaning on average daily is about 23 billion. Now, then came April, we had some hits. But if we look at quarter two now, that is as at the 13th of May, our average daily collection, yes, it has dropped to 21.7 billion. Or sure, the revenue is not hardest hit, it's not hit very seriously.
Representative from the CTC company where the import rest na Salone and the Paddy Oil Manufacturing company representative being assured government and the people of Salone say rest and other thing them for it no go shorting at the market as then say then get plenty in a store and serve some day na road they come for ensure say people no get challenge for get rest and other thing them for it during COVID-19. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Musa S. Kamara.
They're causing confusion.
But this confuse me, boo. Look where Uncle Nat in Wall Solid. Look in block them where them beat for them, where they save solid, and at the same amount of cement and sand then they use for beat me on. But look what in the happen, me wall down for them, all the block they all don't scatter. It like say some kind magic they behind this. You want to know the magic behind this? Now the superior quality, extra strong, extra life and extra yield cement where are the use, and that's not Dangote 3X Portland limestone cement. Dangote cement na the highest grade cement in the country. When a 42.5 R grade cement, when no one day come na this country, and a one of the highest grade pan cement where you go get na the world.
Where you want you concrete, wall and block solid, use Dangote 42.5 R cement, you no go regret them. You go get Dangote 42.5 R cement, na all the shop and building material store na the one whole country.
Call 117 and it's same you begin feel fever.
The coronavirus dey na Salone now. Na sick, we don't kill plenty people in the world. But if you do wetin well body work man dem, they say make you do. And self report quick. If you fear not say you get sign or any person near you don't get same sign them, it's possible for let the person well.
The well body work man say for let the sickness scatter all sign at the country. If you don't get nothing for go do not skit, sit down na us.
Go dey wash your hand fast with soap and water, or you use hand sanitizer, so that the tumbu go die if you don't carry your hand.
When you dey waka, let for go dey touch them wall and then railing them, because you no go know that don't touch them.
Not forget, call 117 if you get person wey sick na you host or you community.
And Osiwa support Radio Democracy for bring this message to you.
Right, we hope so you don't get a message there. The program na Good Morning Salone, and it come to you from 98.1 na Freetown, and also you dey listen on Radio Shalom 89.5 na Kwenadogo and Falaba, and also you also dey listen on Radio Malin 88.5 na Pujon District, and Radio 1J 101.1. Thank you for all the tuning Radio Democracy for make with people and get accurate information. The program now Good Morning Salone. We continue with the program. Emmanuel Koeva Amara still there with me at the studio. We come outside the Anti-Corruption Commission. We dey talk about the extension where the commission don't do for all public officers them for declare their asset. This extension na May 31st this year. Mr. Amara, if May 31st term owner don't extend the term reach and certain set of public officers them now declare their assets to the commission, we go see USAI ACC go implement section 122A 1 of the 2008 ACC Act as amended in 2019?
Certainly. That's not the law. And as a commission, we actually did it for ensure, say, we give life to the act we create the Anti-Corruption Commission. And the amendments actually they refer to, so definitely it make provision for steps where the commission will take if a public officer will for declare assets, fail for declare assets within the time stipulated for the declaration.
So upon implementing this particular section, now the act we establish as a commission, una go make the public know, it not go just happen between ACC and whoever go for fall short. Of course,
DJ would expect that question they really redundant.
Why you say so?
It's redundant because by now you don't be okay with the operations of the Anti-Corruption Commission. Because we are mindful of the fact here, as per Section 5 of the Anti-Corruption Act 2008, we are responsible.
I ask you that question there, Mr. Amara, because we don't see USAI ACC take a decision or begin for implement a strategy of bringing people where they allege they mix into corruption. We see the backlash we not get from the public. We be even prompt for a public apology. So that make I ask you the question: if them public official they will go fall short, it not go just happen between una and them. Una go come out to the public, bring them, let the people.
Realistically, waiting they talk so and waiting they happen now as per the law, they can be distinguished. So if you allow me land,
go ahead.
Good, thank you very much. You will not say it is our business to actually we are answerable to the people of Sierra Leone as per law. So whatever it is that we do from that background, getting back to the people of Sierra Leone. Putting the names of people who fail for declare assets in public domain. It is not in fact it is provided for by law. When you go to the Anti-Corruption Act of 2008, you will realize say part of what you go do or part of what we can do. Now for even put the name there in a gazette. So we'll always come back to the people of Sierra Leone. We've always done our best as a commission for inform the people of Sierra Leone about every little thing where we do. What in do? Now because we're mindful of the fact say what would they go for work so? Not for we self for the work. Now the people of Sierra Leone that we answerable to. So to your question, Khadija, it is a yes.
I know say good public officials then they we don't comply with the ACC. We compare to the one that we not do it. We don't get people them. We don't declare already.
Oh yes, we get people. Like you say, in every society, there are those people we really, not only get integrity, but they showcase their integrity.
So
they are declared even before the 31st.
So we compare the one that we don't declare and the one that we not declare it. Which one higher?
No, well, I will tell you sincerely, say the one that we not declare it, then plenty past the one that we don't declare.
Right. So
as at today.
Okay. So and then when I encourage them, when I don't extend the term to May, this May 31st.
Yes. Well, we show them the law. The law don't say the commission can extend. We don't extend the term. We don't can't show them the law. And because they get duty for, this type of thing I have to emphasize. Granted, the commission gets a human face, but nothing will prevent the commission from carrying out what the law say for carry out.
All right. You talk about the commission and waiting the law. So yesterday, you see some issue out of press release. Also, want to talk about investigations so that they do about the social safety net program where NACSA they implement. So that they give couple social safety net couple to vulnerable people na Bombali, na different community than na Bombali, where some alleged corruption issues be happen. They will not investigate. Arrest and detain 4 people in the regional office, 5 plus on our own official when the ACC monitor. How far with the investigation? Although una say na the press release the investigation in an advanced stage now.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, maybe if you don't realize the posture of the Anti-Corruption Commission in recent years, this is not how we do work. We not left anything for feta. Anything we get to do with we. It no matter what the person think, we put on day, we go day. When we got the intelligence, say that this they happen, because there is what you call the SSN, the Social Safety Net. This actually is a program wherein, donor partners with the government of Sierra Leone, they put out money for rich people where they don't predetermine, where they call targeted beneficiaries. Because of this project, we actually don't, as a commission, we don't handle the grievance redress mechanism aspects of them in the past. So we don't come to a conclusion by which we actually recruit staff them where we dedicate to just that kind of project. You will realize, say, every district in Sierra Leone, Anti-Corruption Commission gets a staff who is responsible for actually work with that project. So we get the intelligence, say, them people there where they receive money. Now people them way, them not in a list, not so then are the targeted beneficiaries. So as a matter of fact, we had to go in. Because clearly, that was a misappropriation of funds. Public funds. So the investigations are on. We don't arrest up to 5 people, 4 people from NACSA end, 1 person from the Anti-Corruption.
So how una feel where one of una ACC workman we supposed to monitor the process and make sure say no form of corruption or they involve in it?
Well, the issue of how we feel, very frankly, when it comes to law enforcement, really not the panel. We go according to 9 investigations. As it is right now, we don't have the investigative we investigate, and like the press release say, we don't have advanced stages of the investigation.
ACC always they talk about integrity, when they, especially when it comes on public funds and government official them. Now, una own workman, na the ACC we supposed to be a monitor of this process. Don't fall short. Although na allegations for so na still they investigate. The same integrity way una they talk about, you go with this we don't happen, so you go agree with me say una self na the ACC get certain set of people them we not care about integrity anymore.
What thing I go say I'm guardedly. In the first place, na the ACC, we were working at the ACC, we are ordinary normal human beings like you and Asma, like every other Sierra Leonean. That is why you find out, say, when an issue like this happen, we'll not begin to distinguish and say, no, we ACC staff, now this, we ACC staff, now so. When the investigation don't come, as long as the arrow points at USAID, if we actually go, we bring everybody on board and we are investigating. To make statements on institutions contingent upon the conduct of individuals, very frankly, it must be guarded. But one thing I will tell you, authoritatively, now the fact say, the investigations are on, and they are going to be investigated as normally as we do it professionally. And then when we get the findings of the investigations, as a commission, we'll come back to the people of Sierra Leone and let them know what we don't do.
All right, Mr. Amara, continue for the between the program. They go to other issues. Because of the plenty chamots we can be between the local government and other institutions in the country, the European Union don't support government for review the 2004 Local Government Act and the 2010 Decentralization Policy, where then document here will show the work of the different body them clear one. This for sake of this, the European Union don't give but 4.5 million euro to Kenema, Bombali, Pujo and Cambia districts council them for implement different projects them now the different council here. Well, Dr. Julius Mutal, the team lead for the European Union for management units for this project, support to civil society and local authority them. Kabia gets more and gonna report.
Inside September last year, government they launched the review of the 2010 Decentralization Policy and said the 2004 Local Government Act. For sake of this, make the European Union under them project support to civil society and local authority for local development. Don't support the government of Salone for review them two documents here. After we then go to review them documents here, this go give local council power for work independently. Now then different constituents them. We go make the central government give plenty functions then to the local government as the local government. Now the body where they work directly with the local people. Tom Vance, now the European Union ambassador to Salone, talk about the reason why EU decide for support government for review them two documents here.
For the EU, decentralization is a key element to supporting development. We believe that by decentralizing some of the functions of governance and by capacitating decentralized governments, you can actually support development processes in a more effective way. One of the elements which is important to be able to do that in an effective way is to have a sound policy environment around that. So the EU has been supporting, as part of this program, the consultations around a new policy framework. We are now coming to the end of that process, and a draft policy is now being subjected to a discussion amongst experts before it will go for adoption.
Dr. Julius Muntali, now the team lead na the European Union Project Management Unit, support to civil society and local authority for local development, say all the team them where they inside the draft decentralization policy and the Local Government Act. Now the team them where the local people been tell them the time where the team go work out. Now the 16 districts them now the country.
Issues that are being put in the policy came from the consultations that we done countrywide. So we had the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development that led the process, Local Council Association of Sierra Leone and the Local Government Committee of Parliament that also did the consultation. They submitted their position papers to the task force that was reviewing the policy. So it's an inclusive process. All the stakeholders provided their comments, and now we are looking at all those that came from various stakeholders and see how we can synthesize the information and put it into a solid document that is going to drive the developmental agenda in the councils.
Dr. Muntali continues say EU don't give 4.5 million euro to Pujeu, Kenema, Bombali and Cambia District Council for implement different projects them, now then different councils them for the next 5 years.
We are looking at the 4 local councils which are Pujam, Kenema, Bombali and Cambia. The support that has been provided is going to transform the councils into model councils. Through the grants, the councils are going to get 2.5 million euros. These are direct grants that are going to be given to the councils. In addition to that, they're also getting through the civil society organizations through a competitive process. And grants have already been awarded to CSOs. So in total, each council is going to get 4.5 million euros for a period of 5 years. This is a lot of money that will go a long way changing the lives of the people in the community. In other words, the implementation of the policy is going to be supported by the EU through the councils that I've talked about. It's a national policy document. It has to apply to all the councils, and the project is only supporting a few. So in terms of implementation, yes, for the 4 councils, it will be implemented. But for the wider councils that are there, decisions have to be made by the authority.
Dr. Emmanuel Gaiman, now one pan the experts them, where they look inside this document, being gets this for say.
I must confess that quite a lot of work has been done in it. However, there is need to do a little bit of nuancing and adjustment of some of the strategic directions and the policy statements. The reason why that is important is because we don't want to put in policy statements that cannot be implemented, either because they are not practicable or because they may not be accepted by the government, or more importantly, perhaps the government might not afford the resources. So what we are doing is to prune and assess provisions and the strategic directions and recommendations to make them reasonable, realistic, and doable.
But waiting this mean to government, Tamba Lamina, now the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, explain.
Issues around political aspects of decentralization, issues around the administrative aspects of decentralization, political participation, gender issues, issues around fiscal decentralization and how that should be. His Excellency the President has declared this year 2020 as the year of delivery, albeit will be limited by the COVID-19, which has made government to review and align its commitments to development in the country. Now, local councils, there is the issue of subsidiarity. That is, wherever functions can be performed at the local level, if they can perform it effectively, then they should be handling that rather than central government. His Excellency the President has been very much committed to that and has made that commitment very clear by the amount of disbursement of funds in order for this to be reviewed, the policy and the act itself to be reviewed. And going forward with this sort of policy, we believe that decentralization and the operational aspect of decentralization will be achieved.
Tambalamina end up say, after we the experts then go look inside this draft decentralization policy and the 2004 Local Government Act, then go take them to cabinet for make them go look inside and proper one. For Radio Democracy, Kabia the report.
We continue with the program Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. 8:51 at the time from studio clock, would they take one per week other headlines to read them outside the Health Education Program Manager at the Ministry of Health and Sanitation. Harold Thomas say Salone get the highest number of corona patients them where they die in the Mano River Union because he said the country not get proper testing system. He talked this during the everyday press briefing where the Ministry of Health and Sanitation they all together with the Ministry of Information and Communication for update the public but outside the country they now for the fight against the coronavirus. Well, he talked more to Wani Gauja inside this interview after the everyday press briefing.
For today's updates, today 18th May 2020, we get a cumulative confirmed positive case of 519. The total number of deaths are 33 we get, and we get active new cases 14, and active cases in isolation we get 338. For the new cases today now 14 new cases that we get. Western area, urban, we get 4 new cases and we get Bo, we get 2, and Pujaun 2, and Kainlaun 6. Pujaun and longer than index case. Today then they don't join the other districts and we get COVID case.
So now almost people then die recently. We get that sum of 33 number of people that we don't die already.
Well, today added to the death, now 1 case we get, now 1 death actually we get, and then some 46-year-old female we die in Bo isolation.
So where in a been tested where in get positive case of COVID, if we get other related incidents.
Yes, a good number of people where they die of COVID then get underlying health problems. Like some then go get diabetes, some go get hypertension, some then go get liver problem, then go get kidney problem, some then can get other problems related to like HIV or TB or any other problem.
So basically una can do autopsy for know whether na the COVID kill them or na the other related sick them kill them.
Well now we not do autopsy because autopsy is an invasive procedure and this na COVID. But the only thing we know say na because of COVID, na because of the test wey we dey do, the laboratory test wey we dey do. Guinea and Liberia within the Mano River Basin and even the Ivory Coast. But we, people can say we own cases or we deaths higher because we know they compare, you know when they compare data, it will be the same data set, the same variable they use and the same tools they use and how they define on our cases. For Sierra Leone, anybody will test positive for COVID. We after we don't prove say positive, not just one test, we they do other confirmatory tests, we say positive with the recorder. Anybody who die of COVID, we get we positive for COVID if you die, irrespective of the other conditions that you get, will they be honest enough for saying COVID. But other countries, for instance, Liberia, they don't record 226 cases. But if you go 2 weeks back, 1 week back, 3 weeks back, or 1 month back, you will find out say the number between that 226 days it not change much. Meaning that they don't adopt a system where they do what we call probable cases and suspected cases. Anybody will show signs and symptoms, then go admit them. The only time when they test, now the time where they want for discharge the patients. But we know they use that system. We will test somebody very positive, we add them to the number and I make we say cumulative. So you're not going to compare that system there with we. And other countries them also, when person die, if you get COVID, don't even get HIV, or even get TB, or even get hypertension, or even get diabetes. Now that one day then they put as cause of death, so you know they record under them. But honestly, for where we start, all the numbers of cases there, the number of deaths there we don't get. Now about less than 10. Now we get now the treatment facility. Some other side and where you not to treatment facility, they're not the recorder. But we honest for do that because at the end of COVID, we get for user information and then for future planning and for make sure say we go able for improve things.
So how to it be say people na Shankadas be test positive for the coronavirus?
Well, according to the reports where they get, we know they get personal identifiers now we report. We in a number of cases that we deal with, so also you come out or your address, that one day we know they get the information and we will tell you the location, whether in a western area or Putloko district or Cambia district. But we not know specific.
That area they already they on quarantine. The whole of that community they under quarantine as we talk.
Yes, now a procedure. Anybody, whether in a company or a host or any institution, as long as you related to that case in a primary contact, then they get for quarantine.
So that means if people and they will be test positive.
If people and they will test positive, then primary contact definitely. Then go there under quarantine. This is a general principle.
Alright, that's Harold Thomas, the Health Education Program Manager at the Ministry of Health and Sanitation. If they talk to Wani Gauja inside that interview day after the everyday press briefing with the Ministry and the Ministry of Information all for give updates, but outside the country they now had the fight against the COVID-19 within the country.
Right, we still get Emmanuel Kwevaya Amara. They so we don't talk about the asset declaration and why important for make people then declare their assets. Now, free talk not to Salone no more, and this extension when I don't pull in the form of press release when I don't send them out. What see the commission hope for do for educate again, because all this you get for do is education, let people know more. How the commission plan for work for make sure say the people get the knowledge, the public officials know and really come up and can declare their assets.
Yeah, thank you very much. Of course, the Anti-Corruption Commission gets a national representative posture right now. Across the country, we get staff then, and departments get replicated now. Then offices then they. We get office na Makeni, we get office na Kono, we get office na Kenima, we get office na Bo, we get office na Poloko. So we get public education officers in other areas then they, and we get people in them offices and they way na them responsible for work with the unit, asset declaration unit, for actually roll out the asset declaration regime. So what they do now so, I agree they talk about linking up with plenty radio stations across the country, including Pujahu. They are hearing us, but that notwithstanding, even the staff can be responsible now, both for instance for cover that area, they will therefore reach out to them in different ways, including using the traditional media like the radio, and in fact get back to the people in concern or the officers in concern, for let them know for say this deadline don't they, and they definitely need to meet the deadline, failing which sanctions will apply.
Quickly on the investigations on the Duna Makeni on the social safety net couple. How long this investigation go take, and when people go see on a charge go court if una get all the evidence then?
Well, for the investigations timelines, it's dangerously misleading, because one thing about investigations, the cardinal reason we make it do investigation of prove or disprove a certain allegation. And in the bit of proving, of course, you go only know the tools the way they use for investigate, but then you don't go know how far you will get for go. Because like Robert Frost say one road the lead onto another road. However, the only difference between we and Frost in a road not taking are the fact say the road where they lead to other road will never come back Usa will come on. Frost in not ever come back Usa come on. So for the timeline for investigations, very frankly, it can be dangerous. Right. But as a commission, we assure the people of Sierra Leone that we don't deploy resources, human and otherwise, on these particular investigations, and within the shortest possible time, practicable, we will get back to the people of Sierra Leone and tell them what our findings in the investigations.
All right, thank you very much, Emmanuel Kwevaya Amara, the coordinator of operations at the Anti-Corruption Commission. We come to the program this morning. Can talk about the extension on don't make on the asset declaration to May 31st and safe throw light on the arrest where ACC don't make on 5 people in Namakeni for sake of the social safety net where then say alleged corruption may happen during the process.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well,
thank you to the people of Sierra Leone for listening.
All right, thank you too. Now, so the program they end, and plenty thank you to Alex, Lawrence Coleman, Michael Sambula, we produce the program, and the rest of the team. DJ Ahmad, Nangi technical support, Moses Kavura and team. We make una watch you live on Facebook. Mina Asma James, wish you all the best.
And Mina Khadija Bangura, they say have a nice day.
Stay tuned, all that to get inside. We Good Morning Salone program. Well, we continue with more programs them out there, and as we get the information, we always bring and come up out there to you. Continue for listening to program.